is a little bit more connected to the road. There isn't a whole lot of steering feel going on in any of these luxury entries thanks to electric power steering, and that's definitely true for the Genesis. We get a little bit of steering feel, but mostly the steering is very accurate, a little bit numb, and fairly heavy. Thanks to 4-piston brake calipers up front and very wide tires all the way around, I give this 8 out of 10 points when it comes to braking. It's excellent in fade resistance, very comparable to the BMW 550i and the Mercedes-Benz E550. In terms of cabin noise, I give this 9 out of 10 points. This cabin came in at 68 decibels, which ranks this among the quietest cabins I've ever tested, definitely comparable to the Lexus LS. The Lexus LS parallel keeps sticking with me because this sounds an awful lot like that Lexus out on the road. The Mercedes and the BMW have twin-turbo V8 engines. You also get a twin-turbo engine in the Audi as well, and that really does interfere with the sound of the engine. You don't get that going on in a naturally aspirated vehicle like this, so you still get that pure V8 sound. You don't get any digital soundtracks or anything like that playing through the speakers. It's just a regular old V8 engine up there that sounds very good out on the road. When it comes to fuel economy, I have to give this 6 to 7 points out of 10. The V6 model gets 7 out of 10 points, and the V8 model gets 6 out of 10 points. I've been averaging 17.9 miles per gallon over about 650 miles of very mixed driving in this car. It's not exactly the best that I've measured in this segment. It's about the same as the Jaguar XF, but the BMW and the Mercedes will give you slightly better fuel economy, even though they have more powerful V8 engines. The Genesis uses an in-house designed 8-speed automatic transmission. It's almost as smooth shifting and almost as quick as the ZF unit. I rank it just about the same as the Lexus 8-speed unit that's found in the LS as well as the GS. Now if you look at the ZF unit that's in the BMW 5 Series, it does have a nice fuel-saving feature that you don't find in this vehicle, and that's a neutral coasting mode. So if you have the Eco Plus mode enabled on your BMW and you take your foot off the accelerator pedal, it'll actually shift to neutral, and this vehicle doesn't do that. So this vehicle does tend to slow down a little bit more on the highway when you take your foot off the accelerator pedal. I think that does account for some of the extra fuel being used in my test. The biggest takeaway with this vehicle is that the last time I reviewed a Genesis, I kept having to remind people that it was $20,000 cheaper than the competition. People would say, it doesn't feel quite as nice as the competition, it doesn't ride quite as nice, it doesn't perform quite as well as the competition, it doesn't handle quite as well as the competition, and I kept having to say, yeah, but it's $20,000 to $30,000 cheaper than the competition. You're getting an awful lot for your money. The 2015 Genesis, however, is an entirely different animal because this no longer has to apologize for its low price tag. Even though this is about $20,000 cheaper than a Lexus LS460, this handles every bit as well as an LS460. In fact, I think it actually holds the road just a little bit better than that LS460 F Sport. It's not quite as accurate as a Lexus GS350, but it's a decent amount bigger, so I really don't expect it to. But it handles almost as well as that GS. More surprisingly, this vehicle can also hold its own when it's compared to the German competition. Of course, the Audi A6 has a decidedly unadvantageous weight balance with that engine entirely in front of the front axle, so this definitely feels better out on